Hi, this short video, brought to you by Funding101.org, includes secrets to attracting corporate donations for your nonprofit. The first secret we're going to talk about is the importance of studying the company's giving history. Generally speaking, the giving habits of a corporation remain consistent. For example, if they have a history of supporting the arts, this is a great place to go if your organization does similar work. However, if your organization's mission statement were to encourage eliminating all the arts programs in the schools and instead spending the money on sports, that particular corporation shouldn't be at the top of your list for potential donors. But once you know their giving history, it'll be so much easier for you to focus on the companies who are most likely to support your work. You can find out who they have donated to in the past by calling their headquarters offices and speaking with either the Public Relations or Human Resources departments. They may have another department that handles donations, but either of these listed would be a good place to start. Another tip is to Google them to find out what kind of press they have received. For example, if the company has recently gotten some negative press for something they did, you might be able to help them repair that PR damage by encouraging them to make a donation to your organization. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. If the corporation recently spilled some chemicals that caused damage to the local wildlife, if your nonprofit is focused on rehabilitating and saving wildlife, yours would be an organization likely to get a very big donation from that corporation. By supporting your work, they can help redeem their reputation. My point is simple. Do your due diligence, know as much about the firms you would like to get a donation from as possible before you approach them. So now, before you contact the corporate offices, consider connecting with their employees first. Many corporations support causes that their employees are involved in. I suggest that if you tap into your board members, volunteers, and other friends and family, you're sure to find somebody who has a connection with an employee or two or three of a local corporation. If you can encourage that person to become a part of your organization, either as a helper, a volunteer, maybe a guest at an upcoming event, or even as a board member, that's a great place to start. From there, you can encourage them to bring their co-workers to share in the fun, and from there, you're ready to work with those employees to approach the decision makers at their corporation to discuss supporting your work. Corporations like to donate to local causes, so why shouldn't they donate to yours? First, make sure all the corporations within 50 miles of your organization know that you exist. You can do that by building an email list and connecting with them that way, or connect with them via social media and post regularly about your organization. Here's another way to do it. Join your local Chamber of Commerce. If you haven't already done so, this is a perfect way to connect one-on-one with business owners and decision makers throughout your community. You might even consider joining the Chambers of Commerce for your surrounding towns so you can expand your outreach. Here's another idea. Make a list of all the groups, clubs, and civic organizations in your area. Contact them to see if you can speak at one of their upcoming meetings. This is a great opportunity to share with their members the work that your organization does and the fact that you're always happy to welcome new volunteers, sponsors, or donors. You just never know who's in the audience. Beyond that, you never know who in the audience might be married to or live next door to or play golf with a decision maker at a corporation in your area. That saying about 6 degrees of separation is truer than you might think. And by the way, if you're terrified to speak in public, it doesn't have to be you. Find someone in your organization who likes to do this, and just make sure they have all the information they need to hit a home run for your organization. Finally, get as much media attention as possible to spread the word about your organization. Imagine if you sent out one press release that was picked up by your local newspapers. That press release could get in front of the eyes of thousands of potential sponsors, volunteers, and donors. If you commit to sending out press every single week, the chances of you getting on the radar screen of decision makers in your community increase exponentially. Funding101.org is dedicated to helping nonprofits thrive no matter what the economy is doing. Our program, Making Profits for Your Nonprofit, includes more than 100 tips and a baker's dozen of success principles that you can start using today to attract more donors, volunteers, business sponsors, grant money, media coverage, and much more. Best of all, 90% of all the tips and techniques we're sharing in the program won't cost you a dime to use. Sadly, though, every one of those same tips and techniques is already costing you a boatload of lost revenue until you start using them. Successful nonprofits are already using these tips and techniques, and it's high time you did too. You deserve to be successful and to expand the good works you do every day. Now it's time to invest in your organization and learn some new tips and techniques that will help you stop struggling and start thriving. Click on the Add to Cart button to get your program today. To read more about how to find corporate sponsors, follow the link provided on your screen. Your success matters to us at funding101.org. Keep up the good work and watch for our next video.